Again, ma'am, I know you say it's your body, your choice, but I don't think you're having any children anytime soon. I think we need to focus on the future of America, and that's our children.
What you just heard was Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene dismissing a woman based on age or what she suspected was her age. Horrifically ageist. But we should not be surprised because we're talking about Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. Listen to this.
You talk about the women's rights. Okay, you're blaming this all on the women. My body is my body, and I don't want the government telling me what I can do with my body.
So the caller was calling in to voice her opinion about choice, about having a legal right, access to abortion. And she made it very clear, my body, my choice. So the Congresswoman made a decision based on her, her voice, intimating in a way that she was older, guessing basically that she was an older woman and decided to go all ages on her. Take a listen to this.
Ma'am, are you having children anytime soon? That's my question. I'm asking a legitimate question. And you're right, it's your body, but a baby inside a woman's womb is another person's body, not your body and not my body. And that abortion is murder of another human being, whether that body is inside your uterus or not. But that is murder. I do not support the murder of another human being. I support life, and I will always stand up to fight for the lives of the unborn and life overall. But I don't think you're having children anytime soon. So I appreciate your interest in women's rights, but killing an unborn baby is not a woman's right, and that's not health care.
What in the unholy hell? This chick, she really does have a lot of nerve, and she exhibits that nerve on a regular basis. To come down on this caller like this is ridiculous, but she did just that. But it didn't end there.
Okay, if a child is the 10-year-old child that was raped, what about?
Then I think we should put the rapist, a child abuser.
Be punished. The child can't have anything done to her without the government going after them, fining them, and all that stuff. That's not right.
That is a very rare occasion. So that should not be the entire premise of the argument on abortion. Again, ma'am, I know you say it's your body, your choice, but I don't think you're having any children anytime soon. I think we need to focus on the future of America, and that's our children, because they are our future. And the unborn, they're our future also. So let's focus on protecting their lives, and instead of being focused on a lie that abortion is women's health care, because that's not health care. Health care saves lives. Abortion kills a life.
I guess the Congresswoman is high on her supply of government-funded health care. So that's why she can say that. But there are millions of people in this country who are either underinsured or uninsured. And let's give her a clue. Abortion access is part of reproductive health, and it is absolutely part of healthcare. There are various reasons, including choice, that a woman may have to have an abortion. Who is she to tell women what to do with their own bodies? And then they have the pure unadulterated gall, because that's what she had. When the woman gave the example of the 10-year-old girl, that 10-year-old girl is from Ohio. She was raped. And because of the Supreme Court's decision, it triggered a law in Ohio. And so that little girl and her family had to find a way to get her to another state. They went over to Indiana so that she could terminate this pregnancy. It was traumatic. The little girl, because we're talking about a little girl who's not that far out of kindergarten, should not have had to endure that, and neither should her family. And they had to raise money online to pay for the travel. Something is wrong with this Congresswoman, but she reminds us of that every single day. Let's put up this headline, how a 10-year-old rape victim who traveled for an abortion became part of a political firestorm. storm. Also, for her to say that it's rare, how does she know? She doesn't know. She just flapping her gums, just running her mouth. And to talk about life, no, these people are pro-birth, and we need to be clear about that. I know that there are people who believe that there should never be an abortion. There are people who believe that there should be abortions in some cases. And then there are those of us who believe that the choice should be up to the woman and her doctor, the person that's pregnant and her doctor and her family, if that's who she wants to consult. But how dare this congresswoman chastise this woman for voicing her concern about the fact that the radical right-wing Supreme Court of the United States of America did away with Roe v. Wade. And if this woman, being the congresswoman, let me get my women correct, if Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene really gave a damn about life, then she would be in that Congress joining with some of the Democrats who are standing up for increasing the minimum wage. She would join the groups that are calling for universal health care in this country. She would be scouring and talking to her caucus about why in the hell they allowed the child tax credit to expire. But you see, she's being exposed for the fraud that she is. Ray, I'm just telling you, I wish that Georgia would come and get her, really.
I would just say it's ridiculous for her to be so indignant about saying, first of all, assuming this woman is too old to have children, because that's what she's implying, right? That she's too old to be having children, which Marjorie Taylor Greene is 50. You're probably not having kids anytime soon either. But that aside, the idea that you can't speak on an issue because it doesn't personally impact you, you better hope that's not true, Marjorie Taylor Greene, because that's what you've made your whole career about. You're always in other people's business, telling them what they can and cannot do about things that do not concern you whatsoever. So that's one. I didn't notice her take an issue with the fact that the Supreme Court at the time made up of 6 men deciding on issues, people who will never have babies, deciding on issues of women's health care. That wasn't an issue for her, okay. But then when it comes to the 10-year-old girl who was raped and had to cross state lines to have an abortion because of Roe being overturned, she says, don't make that your argument because it's rare. Why not? Why can't we talk about the rare cases? Because they are just as impacted by these heinous laws as the everyday cases. Because when you make access to abortion restricted, when a 10-year-old is raped and when they get pregnant and when they need abortions, it's going to become a difficult battle. And not every kid is going to be able to cross state lines, and not every kid is going to be able to get that abortion. She says that we need to be protecting children because they are the future, but she wants to end their futures by making babies have babies. Those are the types of things that Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene stands for. So every time she speaks, it's just a nightmare to listen to, and we just need her out. We need her out as soon as possible.
Yeah, we absolutely do. Georgia, please do yourselves a favor in this nation. Save us from this woman. Really, I want to put up some stats, Ray, about how the American people feel about access to abortion. And here it is. Public views from 1995 to 2022. And we see that well over the majority of Americans believe that women should have access to abortion. Abortion is about reproductive health, and in some cases, it is about economics as well. In other cases, a woman may need to do that for medical reasons, her health. But we should not be, elected officials should not be parsing that out. And that is exactly what Marjorie Taylor Greene is doing, besides being an ageist. The one thing that we all have in common is that if we live long enough, we will all become seasoned. There's always a generation ahead of us and a generation behind us. So how dare Marjorie Taylor Greene talk to this lady in this manner? Please, Georgia, please help us out. Get your congresswoman.